Hey, this is Thisithis, and I just wanted to get a few things, just talk about a few things. But, anyways, I'm sorry if I seem to be talking fast, but I have to because YouTube has a 10-minute rule, and you can't go past that limit. So, I can't change that. But, anyways, what is the technical or basic version of a media center? If you can name that technical version. Now, yes, this is a reply to yes, Adobe PCs. This guy is an asshole. Um, Basically, he was wondering why I would bring this up and so forth and so forth. Well, first, let's just get a few things out of the way here. What is the technical version of Media Center? Media Center is a area in which you can play most media files or game files or game disc, or it's basically the main media hub for all your audiovisual needs. Here's one type of media center. Here's another type. Now you notice the stacking and the game console on the other side, as well as here game consoles and the stacking. But I wouldn't be stacking anyways anymore, especially with the newer devices, and I'll get to that one later. But it's another one and another one. But there are other different types of media centers out there. There's a media center. There's a media center. There's a media center. There's a media center. And there's a media center. Now, PCs can become media centers, and yes, my computer still moves one. But anyways, PCs can become its own type of media center, just because on the simple fact that they can play media formatted files, depending on how much you're able to play media files on each computer or system and operating disk. That also includes the Mac Pro, and as well as PCs. And if you're able to play files or stream movies, then technically, in technical terms, it's a media center. And this also applies to Xbox 360 and to the PlayStation 3 because they are able to stream movies and play video games as well. Even though you have to hook up a large screen television set through the HDMI ports or any other ports you feel needed, and the Mac Mini. Now, Adobe PC said that the Mac Mini was severely underpowered, and I didn't really catch on to that until one user basically brought that up. Let's see if there he is, and he said technically you can do it. It is possible, mainly because Mr. Bit did use the Mac Mini as a media center, and it did work. So right there, it's he does have you. But I didn't really catch on to that with my last video to you, Adobe PC, and I do apologize. Now, as far as using, well, this onto your media center and how you suggested I should do it, I would have to be a considerable fucking idiot to seriously try to stack this onto one another, and I know you know this as well, because if I was to try to basically take it and stack it on top of these three items, it would crush them all to death or just utterly destroy them. Mac Mini would actually be a better cause in that area if you know how to hook it up. But anyways, you can, but this is the part where I said, where your opinion, please show me the manual where does your opinion count as actual fact, because that's not your only option of stacking these devices. You can put the Mac Pro on either side of this stand. Now, in my opinion, it will look stupid, but in your opinion as well. But, if a customer comes in and says they want to do that, you have to do it. And another YouTube user who is a complete jackass, Executioner, if you ever looked at the setup that he had two giant plasma screens over his basic computers in which he basically ran off of. And he used that as both his media center and his work center and his streaming center. But there you go. He used a giant desktop system. But, you know, one of these systems, something more like this, since he was more into games than anything else. But you get the idea. Now, as far as stacking systems anymore, or stacking products, I'm only going to say this, and yes, you can say, what the fuck does this have to do? I wouldn't suggest stacking them anymore, because they're most modern devices are generating a large amount of heat. It's actually better to stack them side by side due to the simple fact of the heat generated being generated by individual devices nowadays, especially the more newer devices. Unless you're really going for older devices and prehistoric devices that are no longer in use. These two can't be really stacked on anything because of the simple fact that they generate an exuberant amount of heat, especially the Xbox 360. It just kicks heat out like you wouldn't believe. If you put the Xbox 360 in a stack, well, like this, you would kill the 360 along with whatever device that it was stacked upon, or if you put it in that little area, it would be a bad idea. But that's all I really have to say. I gotta rush this because of the 10 minutes, and I do apologize. Now, as far as the whole aluminum cases, that was between me and this guy ADR. And ADR did not one, but two videos in which he basically declared plastic to be more durable than aluminum, which is a stupid and retarded statement in my opinion, because durability is not the problem between both aluminum and plastic. The problem between both plastic and aluminum is heat, and he didn't do enough research to figure that out. By the way, aluminum melts at a lesser temperature than plastic, but plastic, even though it melts at a higher temperature, can ignite on fire. But that's where that conversation was going with ADR, or aka otherly known as a dead rat. But that conversation had nothing to do with you, and I don't know where you got this, but then again, you did heavily edit my video pretty badly and made it sound like I was trying to acknowledge you as well as ADR. I hope I got this in time. But that's it.